handler also for that. So here you can see after delete handler. So in this way, we'll be writing this handler. We are simply calling this class in this trigger. Here you can see class dot method. So this is the class and method which we have been used, right? So this was the things which we have seen yesterday. Then we were about to talk about the future, right? So yesterday the time was not there enough to complete that feature, and let's start with the asynchronous process. So let's see our first example with the asynchronous process. So today we are going to see the future method, batch method, and also the schedulable. Okay. So these three we are going to see, and at last we'll be seeing some basic part of it, how we create a component, how do we install some extensions in that Visual Studio. Okay. So we are going to see these things also. So for now, let us see that how we can run this future method. Yesterday I was talking about to saving some time. I've just given a generic example, and then I've explained you that whenever we call some methods, we have to use the @future annotation method. And also one thing to note over here, that whenever we have to use the future method to call, so in that scenario, we have to make sure that we are using the we are making that method as a static. Okay. So the method should be always static only. Is that clear? So whenever we need to call these methods, we will be calling as a static method only in the future. Is that clear? So let me make this all thing as in comment over here. Okay. So till here, I'll make it as in comment. Okay. So now if I am seeing not also here, products. Okay, I'm saving this. I don't want any methods over here. So it is showing some error. Return type system.debug @future. Okay, so let me remove this from here. Because of this, it is creating some error. Okay, control plus hit. Why I'm not using this? Because I've commented this part, right? So that's why I don't want that part. I'm just simply running this thing. So I'll save this now. So here you can see I've made each and every method as a static. I'll make this method also static. Okay. So now what I'm doing over here, I want to run these methods. So yesterday I told you to save the time, what I need to do. See, I've given a generic example yesterday, right? So taking a bath, then breakfast, then bike servicing, I'm staying over there. If it is going synchronously, then it will happen in the step-by-step process, correct? So now if I want to run something in a if I want to run something asynchronously, so that how I can run that asynchronously. See, first thing is that we should make the method as a static. So if I'm not making this method as a static, I'm removing this. Control X. Okay. Now if I want to run this all methods, let me save this class first. So I'm saving this. Okay, so it will get saved. Now what I'll be doing, I'll simply call the methods over here. Okay, so how we call method when the method is on static. So let me make this also static. Save. I told you whenever we are writing this static method, so what do we do? Simply you have to copy the class name, okay, paste it over here. We don't have to create any object over here. So we'll directly take the copy method name dot method name brackets semicolon. Save. No need to save this. Then I'll copy the same line. I want to call all these methods, whatever the methods are there. So here you can see I'll copy this and I'll make this as a do stop also. So whenever I'm calling all these methods, what will happen over here? It will run in one single thread only. It will, if these are the small methods which it doesn't have anything over here. No logics are there in this. But in some cases, there might be some multiple logics and there are some multiple methods with that. So in that scenario, this will work. For just showing purpose, why we are using this feature, I am showing this to you. Okay. So let's go create this and play music. I need to copy and paste it. Okay, let's keep it these three methods only. Okay, so I need to call these three methods. So I'm executing this code. So it is getting executed, right? If I'm going to logs over here, here you can see only one single thread is running over here. And in one single thread, it is giving me an output over here. So here you can see a car is running. Okay. Okay, let me check with the code. Control plus E. Okay, so I commented this. That's why. Save. Now it will run all these three methods, right? So let me remove these methods also from here. Save. So now if I am executing C, again it will run at 6, 9, 20. Okay. So here you can see whenever I'm opening this, it is only one single thread, right? So if I'm clicking on this debug only, it will give me three inputs, which I've called car is running, car stopped, and play music, right? So these three methods are running in one single thread only. But if suppose what I'm doing over here, if suppose I'm making this method as an at the rate if for this method I'm using at the rate future not annotation, at the rate future. Okay, this is called as an annotation. Okay, so at the rate future annotation, what I'm doing simply, I want to run this thread separately. So this thread will getting separately. Let's think about the car servicing. So I've give my car I've give my car to servicing center, and I've taken my cab and I went to office. So this will be the separate process. It will not consider in that particular time, right? So if I want to run this thing, if this method, so I'm clicking on the execute. Okay, as soon as I click on this execute, suppose I'm moving to this at the rate, still it is having one single thread only. Let me check. Okay, sorry, I haven't saved that. So let me save this first. Let me clear this log also. Okay, so now logs are clear. Now we'll run this. Now execute. Now here you can see there are two threads which are running over here, right? So here you can see there is one future handler and there is another another thread over here which is running which is running synchronously, and this is running asynchronously. So if I'm clicking over here, here you can see it will give me two outputs only over here. So here you can see car is running and car is stopped. So this car is running and car is stop is not having any future annotation. So it is not running in different thread. And for this, what I've done for this play music, here you can see in the play music, it is running separately. So if I'm clicking on this, so I'm going to debug only. So here you can see play music is running in the separate thread. So in this way, if you want to call some different methods in different threads, you can do that. If I am copying this over here, okay, and I want to call this thread also separately, okay. So here you can see I've made this as a future annotation over here, and I'm saving this method, and I'm saving this code, and I want to call this. So here you can see there will be two future methods. So two future handler here you can see at same time 612 it is running asynchronously. So these two separate threads are running in the backend, okay. So here you can see it will give only one output as with the future handler. Just go to debug only. So here you can see card stop. Okay, then here you can come and just click on the debug only. And here you can see there is a play music. Is that clear for everyone? That how does this future annotation works and future method works? Okay, is that clear for everyone? Please respond, guys. Okay, only one response. Okay, fine. Now I can see. Now we have completed with this future method, right? Now, now let's see what is batch method. So batch method are used to bulkify your code. So whenever you have to do the, suppose you have to work on the thousands of records or millions of records you want to work. So in that scenario, you will be using this batch method. So this batch method is used for the high transactions. Okay, so maximum transactions you can do by using this batch method. It is most important method over here. Okay. See, what is this benefit of this batch method is like, suppose there are thousands of records, right? And you want to work on these thousands of records. You are updating these thousands of records. Now what will happen? It will create the some group of it, like we call it as a chunks. Okay. So it will create a chunks of 200 and 200, 200. So 200 groups will be formed at 5 groups will be formed as of 200, right? So what will happen for that? See, if suppose first 200 work correctly, so it got updated. Then next it will start from 201, and what will happen to 249? What is happening, or 149 or 199? What is happening? It is getting filled due to some case. Okay, so due to some problem, it is getting failed. It won't go again to the top, and again it won't start. It what it will do when wherever it is getting failed, it will start from there itself. Okay, so it won't go again for the first line, and then again it will start. It won't happen like that. But whenever you do in the synchronous process, what will happen? Suppose 100 record are completely updated, and at the 101st record some error is occurred, and due to that error what will happen, it will roll back, and again it will start from the first line. Okay, are you getting my point? What I want to say, see, please try to understand this, guys. This is very important, because whenever we will work on the real time, and we want to work on the bulk records, so in that case we have to definitely use this batch method only. Is that clear? So this is very important to know, correct? So what we'll be doing now, what we want to do, see, there is an opportunity, right? So in that scenario, you might have seen in the opportunity object, there are some probabilities with respect to that stages. Whatever the stage you are selecting with respect to that stage, it will give some probability percentage. So what we want to do, we want to update the probability field for of an opportunity records based on their stage with the custom logic, whatever we have to create it. See, I'll explain you what I want to say. If suppose I'm going into this app launcher, if I'm directly searching for the opportunity object, so here you can see there is an opportunities object. Okay, as you can see over here, see, if I'm trying to create new record, okay, So when I am clicking on this stage, okay, if I'm there, you can see it is blank till now. Probability is blank. So for prospecting, it is showing 10%. Again, if I am selecting qualification, it is showing 10%. If I am changing this to need analysis, it will show 20%. So what is happening over here? And value proposition, it is showing 50%. Now I want to add I want to update some records in bulk. Whatever the records are there in this list, here you can see there are some closed one, need analysis, proposal, price, quote. So they might be having some or the other probabilities, right? Is that clear? So if suppose I'm opening this closed one record as an Ankit, so it might be having some probability. If I'm going to details over here, it is showing that a 100%. Yes, obvious it is closed one means it will be showing the 100% only. If I'm if the in the existing record, if there is some qualification, so if suppose I am changing is there any qualification over here? So there is no qualification, right? So let me make some qualification over here. If I'm click again on edit button and I am changing this to qualification, so let me save this. Okay, so it will get saved automatically. Okay. So there is a down save button. So click on the save button. So now I've changed this qualification. You have seen that qualification was showing the 10%. Now I want to make some changes. Whatever the existing records are there, I want to make that existing record to show that some other way to do it. Okay. So how I can manage that things, how we can do that, how we can run that code. So let's see now how we can execute that code. Okay. So let's go to the developer console first. Click on the developer console. Okay. Now I'll make it clear. So I want to okay, file, new, Apex class. Okay. So I'm giving some name for this. So same as that of class. So update probability. Okay, so I've just given this class name as an update probability because we want to update that probability. Okay, have you understood that use case, or I need to write over here? So I'm writing this use case. So if you are not getting my point, use case. So the use case, we want to update, probability, probability, probability field on the opportunity object. So whatever the percentages are there for that uh, particular stage, right? So I want to change that stage name. Okay. So there might be the qualification. So qualification might be having 10%, right? So I will make that change that qualification to some extent of percentage. Okay. So I'm making that qualification as in 20%. Is that clear? So what I'm doing, I'm doing simply doing same thing, opportunity objects. Is that clear? Based on their records. Okay, now let's start coding. So whenever we are writing this batch method, we have to write in the same way. First, it will be as the same as it of Apex class only. Is that clear? Then whenever we have to write the batch method, we have to use these keywords over here. Implements. Okay, here you can see implements. And after that implements, we have to use database dot. Now it is asking what do you want to do. So whether you want to do batchable context. So for now, we just select the database.batchable. Okay. And after that database.batchable, we have to use the S objects, right? S objects means, Salesforce objects, right? Is that clear? So this will be our first line. Now I'll try to save. It will give me errors over here. Public class update probability implements database.batchable. Okay. And then S object. Is that clear? Invalid S object is showing line 2. So let's write this code first. Okay. So first there are 3 methods we are going to write in this. Okay. There will be the start method first. There will be the execute method, and then there will be the finish method. So whenever we write this batch method, first we'll be executing in the start. We'll be executing as an query editor. Okay. So in that query editor, we'll be doing that code first. So we'll be doing some query in that. And after doing that query, then in the second, which is the execute, in that execute, what we'll be doing, we'll be writing our logic, whatever we need to do. Okay. So in that logic, we are going to write some code over there. So whatever the logic is there, we'll be writing that thing. Okay. So I hope you understood this. Instead of making this public, if I can make it as a global as well. So if I want to take some records from some another source, so I can do that as well. Okay. So I'm writing this global. I can write public also. No need to worry about that. So simply using this class name and then implements that database.patchable as objects, right? Implements, we have to make sure that we are writing these implements over here. Is that clear? After writing that implements, we have to write this database.batchable, and then we are writing the S object over here. Is that clear? Is that clear? Now we'll write the method. Okay. So let's start with the first method we have to write. So press enter over here, then save. Still it will give error. No need to worry about that. S object save. Now it will give me some another error. Okay, so I've written that S objects, that's why it was giving error. So here you can see there is a class update probabilities. Now it is saying that there are 3 methods to get executed over here. So here you can see there is a start, there is an execute, and there is a finish over here, correct? So these three things we have to make sure that we should clear all these errors. Okay. So how we can clear this error? So simply we have to write that all these 3 methods, we have to define these 3 methods, right? So how we'll be defining these 3 methods? First we'll write the first method. Okay. So let me make this public only instead of this writing this global. You will again ask me why I'm writing this global. So it is better to go with the public. I want to call this class from another class only. Okay. So I'll call this Apex from Apex class. Okay. Now I'm taking this public. Okay. So our first method is start. So what I'll be doing, I told you that in the first method we have to write the query. Okay. So I'll be writing database dot. Now it is again giving me some suggestions. So I want a query locator. Okay. So I'm writing the query locator. Here you can see there is a query locator. So I'll select that query locator. Okay. After writing that query locator, I'll write the method, which is first method is a start, right? So I'll using the start. Okay. Then brackets. Now I have to use the batchable context over here because I'm writing this batchable. See, we are using this database.batchable means it is the interface for this. Okay, it is the interface for this database.batchable. Implements database.batchable is the interface. Okay, so in this we have to use the batchable context over here. Okay, so for that again I have to use the database. So whatever we need to do for this batch, we have to use this database. Okay, so database dot. Now again it is showing some options over here. So I'll select the batchable context over here. Correct. Now one variable, which is BC. Okay. After method, we give curly brackets and we'll save this. So now you might be thinking we haven't given any return type over here, right? So we have to use some return type also for this, correct? So what we'll be doing, simply return something, return, because this method is are not a static method, right? So that's why I'm using this return. Okay, then return database dot return database dot query locator again. So I want to return this query locator only. Okay, so I'll save this. After this, what I need to do, I need to query. Okay, so what I need to query over here, simply taking brackets over here, and in this bracket, I need to write some code. Okay, so if suppose I'm writing the code over here in the square brackets. Okay, so I'll be writing select ID, comma, stage name. Okay, stage name. Why stage name? I'm directly writing not no underscore C and nothing. I'm simply writing these things over here. Is that clear? Because it is not a custom object, right? It is a standard field. Sorry, not object, standard field. So stage name, comma. Then I need to use the probability also. So I'll write the probability. Okay, from which object we are working? From opportunity object. Is that clear? So we have written this select ID stage name from probability from opportunity object, correct? So now space, and in that what I want, in that I want to work for some specific fields only. So if suppose I want to work for some specific field values only, so what I'll do, I'll simply go and check what values are there. So let me select the values from this. Suppose there is a value proposition, then there is a prospecting. So let me click it new over here. So insert stage, let me check prospecting is there. So I'll take prospecting, I'll take qualification, and then I'll take needs analysis. I'll take these three first. Okay, then I'll take a proposal. Okay, so till here what I'll be giving 10, 20, 30, and directly I'll give this proposal as a 40%. Okay, so it will get updated with these things. This whatever the records which are there for the prospecting, it will show 10%. For qualification show, it will be showing 20%. For need analysis, it will show 30%. And for the proposal price quote, it will show the 40%. Is that clear? Or should I take the perception analysis? So I'll take the perception analysis for 40%. Okay. So these values I'll define there, and I'll define that values for some specific probabilities. Is that clear? So if suppose here you can see, if suppose I'm selecting perception analysis, it is showing 70%, right? But I'll make it as a 40% only for the perception analysis. If I'm selecting this qualification, it is showing 10%. So I'll make this for the 20%, wherever the records are there with the qualification. Is that clear? So now let's go. So I am working on some fields over there. So first field was the prospecting, right? So I need to define that field value. So I'm taking this prospecting. Please tell me if I'm making some spelling mistakes over here. So please suggest me. So prospecting, and then I told you about the qualification, right? So again, I'll take the value as in qualification. Then third value, which I told to you was needs analysis, right? Needs analysis is only there, right? Let me check. Needs analysis, okay. Then I have to write in the single quotes like these also. Okay, then comma, then we have some limited limited records only, so that's why it is fine. But if we, in case if we are having thousands and millions of records, then we this method is very important. Okay, so for that reason only I'm showing you these things. You can, whatever logic you are using in the class, same logic you can use, but whenever you have to use the bulkify the code, bulkify the records, then you can use these things. Okay, so needs analysis, and the last one which I told was perception analysis, right? So we'll take the perception analysis. So define it in the single quotes, then perception analysis. Is that clear? So we have defined these things. Now I'll give the semicolon and save this. Okay, so we have written these things. Is that clear? Still, it is showing some error over here for return. Let me check the errors over here. Database.query locator. Return database.query locator ID, stage name, probability from opportunity in, prospecting qualification, needs analysis, perception analysis, and semicolon. Okay, then it is saying that expecting bracket missing at the rate. So let's go and write the further code, then we'll see, come back to this thing. Okay, I will rectify this error afterwards. Okay, so for now, just be there for this thing only. Okay, so in case if I'm making this as a bracket over here, let's see what changes happens for this. Let me save. Still the same errors are there, 7 errors. No worries. We'll do these things. We'll rectify this thing afterwards. First, we'll write the first. So first we have completed this return. Okay. So we have started with this method and we are executing this, right? So first start is there. So we have used that start method. So it is not showing the start error, right? So now here it's the execute method, right? So we will work for the execute now. So how will whatever the logic we have to write over here, so we'll write in this execute only. So public, okay, public void execute, public void execute. So now I'm using the execute method. Previously I've used the start method over here. Is that clear? Where filed name in query is missing, please. Okay, we'll identify these queries. No need to worry about that. We'll check all these lines. Okay. So return database.query locator, whatever I've written over there, I will make sure that it is correct. Okay. So wherever we are going wrong, we'll see that thing. Okay. So public void execute, right? So what we are doing, public void execute, and we have to use again database dot batchable. Again, I am using this batchable context. So again, I'll take this batchable context. Now again, I'm defining this variable BC. BC. Okay. Now after again methods, I need to define these curly brackets and save this. Now save. Okay. So now it is taking this database.batchable context, but here I'll take the list of an opportunity. Okay. So list of an opportunity. Okay, list of an opportunity. I'll define one variable. So I have to write the logic. So that's why I'm writing this list of opportunity over here, right? Now I'm taking the list of opportunity, and so I'm defining this as an SC. Okay. Then it is fine. Then save this. Okay. Now I need to write the logic in this. So I've defined one method, and after using this method, now it is showing error for this also. Expecting packet was least. Okay, no worries. After saving this, after using this database.fetchable list of so instead of this, okay, so we are using some variable as a scope or something like that. Is that clear? Now we'll try to update this record. So I'm just using, sorry, I'll use over here. Okay. So in this case, what I'll do, the probability, update the probability for each opportunity. Okay. With each opportunity, with some logic like, okay, now I'm there for this update the probability for the opportunity with some logic. We have just commented that this thing. That's it. Okay, nothing there in that. So after commenting this, now what I'll do, I'll make some list over here. So list of an opportunity. I'll explain you this whole code. No need to worry if you are not getting this. Okay, opportunity. As I've created this list of an opportunity, now I'll create one record. So I'll create EDT. So update, I'm just taking the shortcut of that. Then I need to create some logic by using this variable, right? So that's why I'm using this list again, and then defining this opportunity. So directly copy this and paste it over here. Okay, then brackets, then semicolon, then save this. Okay. So after saving this, so still it is not having any error over here. Now what I'll do, I've simply written this thing over here, right? Now I'll use the for loop. So for this for loop, I'll be taking this variable for the reference with some variable, and then I'll take that variable to reference. So let's see what I'm doing. For, okay, which object we are working? Opportunity object. So we'll take the opportunity object over here. Then I'm defining one variable for this. Then I want to simply take this variable as a reference for that. Okay, then I'm saving this and save this. Is that clear? So now I've taken this as a for loop, and I'm giving some reference to this SC over here. Is that clear? Is that clear? Now I'll write some custom logic for this also. So what custom logic I can simply give? So I'll write custom logic over here, logic to update probability. Okay. So now what will be the logic if OPP, why OPP? Because I'm using this variable, right? So I'll define the fields with this OPP dot stage name, OPP dot stage name equals to single quotes. So what is the first value? Prospecting, right? So copy this, paste it over here. Okay. So if stage name is prospecting, then what should be the percentage we have to define? So it's giving that curly brackets, then save this. Okay. After giving this for loop, okay. So no need a for loop, directly defining that OPP dot probability. Probability will be 10. Okay. OPP dot, why suggestions are not coming? Probability. Equals to 10. Semicolon, save this. It is taking time. After this, else. So this is over with this. Now I'll write over here as else if. After this else if, what I'll do, I'll write some logic for this. OPP dot stage name. Okay. OPP dot stage name, and equals to, then the second one is the qualification, right? So I'll copy this qualification and brackets. So save this. Then I copy this. So now probability is copy, paste it over here. Probability will be 20. Okay. Then again enter. Same thing I'll copy over here. I'll just change this qualification to needs analysis. Copied, paste it over here. Then it is having the 30%. Save this. Now again I'll copy this from here. Copy. Okay. So now the fourth one, logic. So perception analysis, right? So I'll just copy this. And just go for the perception analysis and then save. Okay, so this is a logic which we have created. Now there are some errors over here. You have seen this. So we'll see that how we can clear that. But one more method is remaining. So we'll complete that and then we'll see the with the error. Okay, now save this till here. It won't save. Why? Because there are some errors. So we need to solve that errors first. Okay, so after doing this, what we are doing, so let me go and create the last method. So here you can see the execute method is still there, right? So what we have to do, expecting 27. Save this now. So yes, the 27th error is gone. Still showing, then expecting. Fine. Save this. Let's see what are the errors first. Then we'll try to execute the method first once again. The last method which is there. Then we'll see with these errors wherever we are facing this problem. Okay. Uh, so now in the else if we have written this all these things. Now we'll write our last method. Instead of that, what we have to do this, we have to update these records, right? So update. So what you'll be updating now, you'll be taking this. Where is that method? So this is variable. So we'll update this variable. Okay. So after this, just save this. Okay. Is that clear? Now you might be getting confused with this. No need to worry. I'll explain you each and every line over here. Okay. So just be there. If I'm not getting, then I'll show you something. Somehow I'll explain you. No need to worry about that. So I'm using this DML operation over here with the save. Now what I'm doing, update, update this variable. Fine. Now we'll write the last method, which is the public finish, right? So public finish, instead of directly writing finish, void finish. Okay, void finish, and then same thing, database, database. With one change, this whole error will be gone, but one change we have to make clearly. Database dot batchable context. Okay, so context, then again the variable as in BC. Okay, then defining this and then enter, then save this. and this update should be inside this only, right? So this is the method and this is the method. Okay, so now let's try to resolve this all error. Okay, so now there are lots of error over here. So we'll start on the first. So let's try to end this 24. So it is starting from the line number 4. Okay, so the line number 4, but still it is showing the some error over here public. So these are the methods error. That's why it is showing over here. So here line 2 2. So that is fine. We'll try to execute that code first. So here you can see in the public class, we have written the update probability implements database dot fetchable. This is fine. Public database dot query locator. And then we have used the start and that database dot fetchable context. Okay. Then variable as in BC. Then we are returning something over here. So that return database dot query locator and then select ID, stage name, probability from opportunity in. I need to use where statement over here. Where save this now. Sorry, not over here. Control X over here. V. Let's try to save this now. Where stage name we have to write, right? So stage name, just copy this stage name from here. Okay, where stage name. Now save. It is still saving. Let's see. Okay, so that error is gone, right? So here you can see there is no error at the line number 4. Previously it was there. So my mistake over there. So select ID, stage name, probability from opportunity. I haven't mentioned for which field it is showing these values, right? So that's why I'm using these values. So where stage name in prospecting, qualification, need analysis. Now it is working. So now I have to use some conditions, right? So for this, you can see now there will be no error at the first method, right? So here you can see there is no error in the first method. Now coming to the second method, what we are doing, we are simply using this batchable database.batchable context BC. And if I need to give comma over here, and let's try to save this. So that error is also gone, right? So here you can see there is no error at this point. Now, again, it is showing that error is at line number 24, unexpected token public. Unexpected token public. So this error represents for the curly braces over here. So this curly braces is for this. Okay. So I need to write this method control X after this. Now let's see, try to save this. So this is one error. Now it is this closing. Now I'll close one more. So this error should be gone. Still saving. Now it got saved. Now it is saying that only finish method is remaining, and here it is showing unexpected token still public. Line number 27, public void finish. So all the errors are gone from the top. Now only the error remaining over here is void finish, right? This is capital small doesn't work over here. This is case insensitive over here. So no need of capital and small, okay? So let's see which things are we are missing. 27 extra at BC. Public database dot batchable context. Now, if suppose we are not writing this line, let's remove this. Okay, and let's remove this as well. Save this. Okay, now it is showing that expecting curly bracket, but was if I am giving any some, so save this now. Now there is only one error over here, right? So let us identify this how we can resolve. So this is opening for this curly bracket. I need to check over here where it is opening. So it is not showing anything over here. Class update must contain this finish, right? So no errors are there, but there is we have to implement this also, right? So how we can implement this? For this, it will show this. If I'm clicking on this, where is this opening for? It showed over, it shows for this opening, closing is where there is a closing. Okay, so now if I am doing this over here, instead of this, I'll cut from here, I'll paste it over here, or no, let it be there. Save this. Where is the opening of this bracket? Okay, here it is. Fine. Now I understood. So this update will be over here. Control X, sorry, Control Z, Control X. After this, okay. Now I need to define that. Now the closing for this is over here. Now I need to define the last method over here. So public void finish. Okay. Now again, the last method which we are going, database dot batchable context, right? So just select context and one variable as in BC, then save this. Okay, then one bracket, then save. Sorry, then save this. So line number 4, method does not exist or incorrect query locator. Line number 4. Now why it is showing the error? Method does not exist or incorrect signature. If we are not writing this over here, simply saving this. If I am trying to save this, so it is showing that line number 2. Now here it is not showing any error. Now if I'm implementing the finish method, then it is showing that error. This finish method will be completed. Now method does not exist or incorrect signature. Void query locator least from the type of database. Method does not exist. Return database.query locator, select ID, stage name, probability from opportunity from stage name. In. We are not even using the least over here. Query locator from the type database. Query locator from the type database. Simply I remove this error on where if I'm removing this bracket, it won't affect anyway. Stage name API. In finish method, there are batchable context is extra. It is saying that invalid type of as object. Okay, so we stuck over here. Missing for semicolon at let it be the brackets over here. No need to change anything. Save. Method does not exist in correct signature. Void query locator is from the database. Okay, fine. We'll see this afterwards. Okay, no need to worry about this. It is wasting our time. So then, if I want to call this method, so how I call, we'll see this. No need to worry about that. Okay, after this time is over, we'll see and we'll identify. No need to worry about this. Okay. So if I want to call this, you know that simply I have to use this class name and the method name, and then we can simply call that thing. Okay. So for now, just have some patience. We'll see that how we can call that. Just let me save this all code to the some notepad and then we'll see. Okay. So copy. I'll make this copy at the notepad and then we'll see after it. Okay. So don't worry about that. So I'm making it minimize because it is not getting saved means it won't take anything. So that's why I want to save this thing. So let me close this now. Yes. Okay, now let's see what is schedulable. Don't worry, guys. I'll explain you. There is very small minor error over here. I don't know what was the error, but we'll see that afterwards. Okay. So now we'll see the schedulable. So schedulable is nothing but we have to whatever the logics which we are writing over there. Simply we have to use that logic and we have to implement something. So suppose you want to schedule an email. Suppose one field is created and that suppose see, for an example, there is a pizza delivery app. Okay, so is the frequent customer of that cafe or something, Domino's Pizza. So what is there? He's frequently coming to you and he's giving all the details, whatever the details are required. So you will gather the information of that and you will get the email ID or phone number, whatever you want it. Okay, so you will store that information of that customer in that system. Okay, so now you should give some offers to that to the frequent customer, right? So what you will be scheduling? So every Sunday in the morning, you should get one mail or push notification. So we are scheduling in such a way that method. So in that particular time, it will get executed. Is that clear? So we use that thing for this schedulable. Or in case you want to update some record, some Sundays. If that Sunday is there, so in that particular time, this record should get updated. So you can do that as well, right? Now let us write one use case for that. If I want to update an account, so I'm using this update account. I need to make one custom field over there so that I can show you that thing. So what field I can make over there? Last field updated. Okay, so last updated field or something like that, which will be the date for that. Okay, so let me go to the code. Let me go to the account first. So let me create one custom field over there. So click on new, and I'm using this not new. Instead of I have to make the field, right? So click on the edit object. In that edit object, what I'll do, I'll create one field, right? So I'm clicking on this field and relationship. and there you can click on the new button. Okay, then after clicking, I want a date. So I'm taking the date over here, then click on next. Okay, so I'm making one field, which is the field name is the last updated. Okay, so I'm selecting the last updated. Okay, then I'll click on next. So you can schedule both way. Either you want to use the code or either you want to use the user interface. You can do in both way. Okay, so I'm making this visible for everyone, the every profile, every application, everything. So I'm saving this, right? Now I've created one last updated field over here. Is that clear? Is that clear? Here you can see updated, last updated field is created, right? Which is the custom field. Now let's go and code some code over there in the library. So here you can see updated update account we have created. So let me write the use case first, so you'll get it what I need to explain. So the use case is, if you want to update. Okay, you want to update a custom field. Okay, which is the last date, right? So last updated, right? Last updated field is there, right? Field. Okay, on what, which object we are working? Account object, right? Records should get reflected as we want to update some particular schedule, so we'll get schedule that, right? So records to reflect the current date every week. Please try to understand this use case. You want to update the custom field last updated, right? So this is the field, right? So last updated field on account records to reflect the current date every week. So we want the whenever where, sorry, every 7 days it should get updated with this field. Okay, so that last field will be the current date, today's date, right? So if you are updating now, okay, if you are updating now today, right? So you are making some changes in that record. So whenever this loop is running, so every 7th day it should make some changes over there, or it should make some changes over there. Is that clear? So how you can make that, we'll see that. So first we have written simply the class name as an update account, right? So after that we'll write previously we have used the batchable interface, right? Now today now for here we'll be using the schedulable. So use the implement schedulable. Okay, implement schedulable. So we have used this interface over here. So for the schedule, we will be using the schedulable interface. Is that clear? Now here you can see there is only one method we need to execute. So here you can see there is only execute method. Start, execute, and finish. 3 methods were there for the batch. But now here we'll be using the only schedulable. Is that clear? So now save this. Okay, after that what we need to do, we need to write the execute method, right? So I'm using this public void execute, and I now previously we are using the batchable context, right? Now we'll be using the schedulable context. So schedulable context. Then I'm using one variable sc for the schedulable context, and brackets, and save this. Okay, so now the error are gone. Why? Because I'm using this execute method over here. Okay, so I want to query all the records, right? So I'll be using query query all the records. Is that clear? Query all the records over here. Fine. Now, let me check with this query all the records. Which records? All the account records, right? Is that clear? Now we'll go to the next line and we'll write one query with variable list, okay, of account, okay, then ACC equals to brackets select. I'm not using any field over here, simply writing ID, okay, then from which object? From account object, then giving the semicolon. That's it. Save this. Okay. Now, as we want to update that custom field, right? So for that, we need to write a logic. So update the, which is the field last updated, right? So updated, last updated field. First, we need to comment this thing also, update the last updated date. Okay. Field. Okay. After that, they see, I'm just taking this example. If you want to schedule anything, if you want to schedule DML operation also, you can do that also. I'm just taking random example. You know how to write the class, right? Simply write the particular class and just schedule it. To schedule that, first, just use this class, okay? Implement schedulable. If you are inserting some record, if you want to schedule that inserting record also, you can schedule, okay? So just use this implement schedulable. That's it. And use this method as an schedulable context. Then you can uh, uh, schedule that inserting method. Is that clear? So update the last updated field. Here you can see update the last updated field. Okay. So you want to update this field, right? With the current date. I'm just taking random example. It is not necessary you should go with this example only. What I want to do, simply see this in the real time, this will be the condition. So whatever I'm implementing any updates over there, so it should every 7 day it should get updated. Is that clear? So every 7 day it will show that it is updated today. Okay, is that clear? Now I'm making some logic over here for account. See, I'm directly taking any example. Whatever I feel, I'm just directly taking. I'm not looking anything, and I'm simply presenting. If I'm doing that, then no errors will come. ACC equals to for loop, right? So we are using for loop for the which object we are using. Suppose we are writing this AC and we are using this ACC over here. Copy this and paste it over here. Then brackets, then save this. Okay. So now we can take this AC, okay, with AC dot. Now the field name we want, so API name we want, right? So we'll go to that API name. So of the last updated. So I'll copy this. I'll paste it over here. I'll save this. Okay, semicolon is needed. Then save. But what date you want to save this last date, right? So I want to give some value. So date equals to date dot today. Okay. So here you can see there is a method with today. So I'm using this, and after that I'm giving the semicolon over here. Save. Okay. So the errors are gone. Now what I want to do, as I am applying the logic over here, so I want to update after this, right? For loop, after a for loop. So what I'll do, update. So instead of that, update the accounts in bulk. Okay. So I'm updating the account records in bulk. So how I can update simply using this ACC. Then semicolon, save this. Okay, so I need to schedule this. So I have saved this. There are no errors. So whatever the date will be there. So whenever it is getting updated, it will show the today's date only. Okay, so every week it will be showing. So when should get updated? We'll see that. So if you want to call this, you can call from here as well, directly taking this class name and directly using the simply you have to use the cron expressions. Okay, that will be little bit complicated. If you want that also, I can explain that also. Okay, but if you feel this is complicated to do all these things, so just have to go to the simply user interface. After that, this is interface. You just have to click on the home button. Then here you can see there is a Apex class. So if you are writing Apex class, here you can see there is an Apex classes. Okay. So here you can see there is a schedule Apex, right? So simply click on that schedule Apex. So just give any name, schedule account I'm giving, suppose schedule account. Okay. So class again, it is asking, so I have to click over here. So it won't show every class over there, right? It won't show every classes. Whenever we are using the interface as a schedulable, there on that class only it will be reflecting. Okay, there are multiple classes in this application, but it is showing just an update account. Why it is showing update account? Because here you can see there is an update account with the class, right? So that's why it is showing that name. Is that clear? As I'm clicking on this, so if I'm clicking this, so here you can see it is taking the update account. So right. So when you want to update, if I want to schedule this weekly, so I'm doing simply on Sunday. Okay, or Tuesday you want, you can do that as well. If you want to select monthly, so when it should get, you can select on the first day of every month or second day of every month. So you can schedule that as well. If you are simply selecting the seventh day, then or on the every month, correct? So in that case, whatever you want to set it, you can set it. Okay, for now I am simply selecting this weekly on the Sundays, and now it is asking when should it started. So it is today's date, right? So today's it is not a Sunday, right? So if I want to schedule that, so how I can schedule? Simply taking this, simply clicking on this, and if I want to make any changes on the date, I can make it. Okay, so start date and when should get end. So I'll make it for the next month, November, and it should get on this Sunday. Okay, now it is asking when should it get started, means when should get it scheduled, every 9 a.m. Is that clear? So I can set this time as well. Okay, then I click on the save button. Now the schedule is done. Okay, if you want to check whether that schedule is working or not, so you can simply go to the schedule. So here you can see schedule jobs. Okay, so just click on that scheduled jobs. There you can see schedule account is there, which we have given that name, correct? Now here you can see it is submitted. Okay, so it will get execute, correct? So here you can see and it will start. So it is the next it will get execute on 10th 9 2023. So 10th is on the Sunday, right? So on that Sunday, it will reflect with the automatically with the update name. Is that clear? Understood, everyone? Everyone getting my point with this schedulable? So you can implement anything. Whether you want to update the records on the schedule basis, if you want to insert the record on the schedule basis, if you want to delete the records. So if some use case might be the whatever the sixth record, 6 month before records are there, I want to delete it. So what I'll do, I'll simply schedule one thing, schedule that class, and in on the Sunday, all the classes will get deleted. Is that clear? So you can use any classes over there. Now we have completed with this. With the schedulable, we have seen the batchable also. We'll see that batchable with a clear view. So that things are clear now. Now let us go to the LWC part. Okay. So we'll see the basic part of the LWC. Okay. So just go. Let me minimize all these things. So very first thing to do over here, simply first you have to install the Visual Studio. Okay. So should I show you that how you need to install that Visual Studio, or you know that everyone having that Visual Studio from first also? Okay, so I can see there are lots of people who already have that Visual Studio. So no need to show you that how you can define. You can simply just click or type over here Visual download Visual Studio. Then whatever the system is, you just download from that. Okay. Then what you need to do? Let me open that Visual Studio first. Here you can see. So in this very limited period of time, we can't cover the whole topics. There we were having 10 days, and in that 10 days there were 20 hours, right? So in the 20 hours we can't complete whole admin and developer. So whatever the topics which are necessary, and as I told you, the mainly focus on the triggers, because for the freshers they will definitely ask you these things. Okay, they will definitely ask you that scenario. They'll give one scenario to you, and they'll say that write a trigger on the notepad or something like that. Okay, so you have to make sure that thing. So this is the user interface for the Visual Studio. Everyone might be knowing. If some people don't know, no worries. After coming to this, installing that Visual Studio, what you need to do, you have to install some extensions over here. So here you can see there is an extensions. So just click on this extensions. There you need to install the Salesforce. Okay, so here you can see Salesforce component CLI extensions is there, but you can directly install this Salesforce extension pack. In this, everything will be there. So Salesforce Apex is there, then Apex replay debugger, then Aura components, then Lightning Web component, then SLDS validator. Everything is there. No need to install externally. I have just installed some part of it over here, but not necessary to install each and every. Directly you can install this Salesforce extension pack. That's it. Okay. Then talking about CLI, you need to install that CLI externally from the Google. Okay. Here you can see, if I'm going to this Google, simply uh, download CLI for VS Code. You can see, just click it over here. Okay, there you will find, this is the command prompt for that. You just have to externally, you have to install that Visual Studio. Okay, here you can see in the Visual Studio, it will be showing for Windows you want to install. So you can select the Windows, and that's it. Okay, so that CLI will get installed. Is that clear? This is the Visual Studio for that. Okay, so Salesforce CLI we want it, right? So here you can see there is an extension you can directly download from this Salesforce library only. Okay, install the Salesforce extensions. You just have to click it over here, and then it will show you install the Salesforce extension pack for that. Is that clear? So you just have to externally, you have to install that CLI part. That's it. Here you can, if you want to see that, I'll show you full panel. Okay, I have also installed that program over there, CLI externally. No need to install any Java or nothing you have to do. Simply install that extensions, that's it. So here you can see SFDX CLI is there. SFDX CLI. If you directly enter SFDX CLI, that's all, then also you will get that. Okay. Then also you can download. See, if you write the SLDS CLI, download. So here you will get that point. Okay. So here you can see all the things you will get in the Salesforce platform itself. Okay. You just have to install that. Okay. Now, after installing all these extensions, what should do? You should do first. You have to create one folder. Okay. So whenever you want to create some projects, whenever you want to create some components, first thing is that you should have some folder. If suppose I am creating one folder over here, clicking on new folder. Okay. Now I am giving some folder name as a trial. Okay, I'm just giving this for creating folder. Okay, now if I'm clicking on this, cancel this, I want to make some project, right? So it will ask me some path, it will ask me to authorize an org. So it will ask me everything, okay? So here you can see it is showing that show all commands. So here you can see if you want to open the command prompt, how you will be opening this command prompt, simply press the Control Shift P. Okay, here you can see project with manifest, it is showing, right? So always select this create project with manifest. Why I'm saying this? If suppose you are creating this project with manifest, what happens? Whenever you are making that org as an authorized, what will happen? So whatever the coding you are doing, if you want to retrieve that whole components in that one particular thing, in particular project, then you can implement it. See, if I haven't done anything over here, if suppose I'm here in the LWC, here you can see. So if suppose I am clicking on this and I want to retrieve, so I can directly click on that, right click, and it will show some option over the retrieve. So retrieve means what? Whatever the org is connected to, see if I'm connecting this Visual Studio to that Salesforce org. Okay, and I'm making some connection between the Salesforce, this Visual Studio and Salesforce account, right? So whatever the coding I'll be doing over here, I will make connection between them. Okay, so there might be some multiple components which I'm building. Now again I am making using another account. Again I am making some another components, but I want to retrieve some components from the previous org. So what I want, so I will simply go to that org, I'll connect that org, I'll simply right click and I'll retrieve all these things. So whatever the components I'm making over there, it will get reflected in this particular project. Is that clear for everyone? Okay. Now if I want to make the project, so first step is press Ctrl Shift P. There it will open the command prompt. Okay, so here you can see there is an authorize org, then it is asking for the create project. So simply click on the create project with manifest. Okay, then it will open some window over here. It will take some time. As soon as you connect this, open this Visual Studio, it will show something over here. So it will take some time. Okay. Now here it is showing the VS default org is connected. If I want to connect the org also, I will show you that thing also. First, let me open that project with manifest first. Control Shift P. If it is not opening again, I'll click on that. It might take some time. It won't be so fast, so quick. Okay. So it will take some time to reflect. Is that clear? Still, it is taking time. So here you can see now it is coming. So now it is asking what kind of project you want to create, standard, empty, or analytics. So I'll click on the standard. Okay, now it is asking me what kind of project you or name you want to give. Okay, so you can give any random name. If you are working on particular projects, you can give that particular project name as well. Or if you want to give, suppose let's give some name to this. What name should we give? If you want to give some name, we can give that name. If we so if suppose I am just giving the trial LWC. Okay, and I'm just pressing enter. Now it is asking me the folder. See, that's why I've told you that you should create that folder first. So I'm clicking on this. Then in this drive, I've created one as a trial folder, right? So I'll click it over here. Now it is asking create project. So click on this create project. Okay. So it will create one project. Now new window will pop up. So here you can see the project name as an trial. Correct? Is that clear? Is that clear? Now what I'm doing over here, here you can see I have to make the org authorize. So how I can make the org authorize? So previously I've shown you again Control Shift P. Now it will come with the SFDX authorize the org. Now again it will take some time. So if I'm clicking the authorize org, so it is not coming. So just wait for a 1 or 2 minutes, couple of minutes, then it will reflect it. Okay, so meanwhile here you can see whatever the extensions you are installing, it will get reflected over here. Okay, then this is the Explorer where you will be doing all the codes. Okay, then here moving down force. In this force, you can find the LWC. Here you can see there is an LWC. Click it over there, drop down. Now it is nothing over here. So for that, you need to create one component. So to create the component, you just have to right click over there, and there it will come the option as a lightning web component. Okay, so now it will take some time to reflect that thing. Then if you want to create some new file, you can create that as well. Or if you want to make some if you want to see some tags, how that tags are working in that Visual Studio. So how you can see that? Simply going to that this installed. Let me see that live server is there in my. So is there live server? So live server is installed, right? So I'll show you how the tags are working. Okay. Uh, so this is the live server. If you want to check some pages, how the pages are getting reflected. So you can see that as well. Okay. Now instead of this, first let me explain you these things. Then I'll show you that how the tags are working. Okay. So let me go to that script again. So let me check whether that authorize org is reflecting or not. So it is showing the project manifest, then authorize an org. It is still not coming. It will take time, okay? No need to worry about that thing. Narendra, I'm going fast. See, this is our last day, and if I'm not covering this topic, then lots of topic will be like that only, okay? Sir, installing the extension in VS Code is enough, or again we need to install the in Windows? No, enough. If you are installing the extensions over here, that is enough. Only externally you have to install the CLI. Is that clear? SLDS CLI. You have to install that externally. Okay. Do we need to install Salesforce CLI integration or Salesforce extension? We have to install both CLI integration as well as a Salesforce extension. Okay. CLI integration, you will be externally installing that. And in that, here you can see in the Salesforce extension, if you see, here you can see installed one. If I'm going to the Salesforce extension, okay, in that as well it is there. CLI. Here you can see Salesforce CLI integration. Is that clear? So again, but SLDS CLI is must to run this all these things. Okay. Now here it is showing that no default org is set, right? So how I can set that? Simply press Control Shift P. Okay. Now if I'm here, you can see there is an authorize an org. So just click on the authorize an org. Okay. After clicking on the authorize org, it will ask me the alias for that. It will again take time to reflect. Let me check the questions. Can we get the recordings of all days? Yes, you can get all the recordings. Okay. Which folder's name you are not getting? You will get it. No need to worry about that. You will get the folders. Okay. Control Shift P. Authorize and org. This is only the problem with Visual Studio. It takes lots of time to open up these things. Command SFDX authorize an error. Now it is asking me project default, production, sandbox, or custom. So project we are working default, right? So login.salesforce.com we are working. The production org will be used by the clients. Then the sandbox are used for the testing purpose. Okay. Then the custom, it is like external links which is there for that. So we'll be using the project default. Now it is asking for the alias. So I'll press enter over here. Okay. So it will redirect me to the login page of the Salesforce. Here you can see it is directly taking, I guess. So it is opening still. Source Salesforce CLI integration extension, it is working. So let's just wait for again. Still it is running to authorize an org. Okay. I don't know which org it will connect, or it will ask me some recommendation for that. It is taking lots of time. So after that, what will happen? It will take me to the login page of the Salesforce. So as we are working on the cohort account, right? So simply I'll use that cohort account's credential. It will ask me the for the some permissions into that, and then you can simply do that. Okay. And there are some modules also in that LWC modules are there in the trailhead. Okay, you just go over there. There, each and every steps are mentioned. How you need to install that extensions. How you need to create one component. Everything is there in that. Okay, so you just have to go into the trailhead. I'll share you that link as well. Okay. And also one more thing I need to show you. If I'm going to this, there is a Salesforce component library also. Okay. And if you write this SLDS also, it will show you. Okay. So if I'm going to this SLDS, so here you can see lightning design system is there. Simply click over there. There you can find whatever the components you need to create, you can create it. If I want to create some buttons, save buttons, like that buttons are there, right? So I'll click on the save buttons. So it will give me the code of that and which kind of button you want. So here you can see button, neutral button, save button you want to create. Simply copy from here each and everything of HTML, whatever the things which you can see on that particular page, you can simply create it. Okay, you just copy from here. No need to remember all, each and every piece of code. You can directly copy from here. No one will say, no one will take an objection on that. Okay, so because this library is provided by the Salesforce only, you just have to search whatever you want to create. If you want to create one grid, you can create, simply click on the grid. So it will show you that how you can create the grids as well. Okay, so grids you can select C. In this way, your rows, columns you want to create, you can create it, right? Then if you want to do some padding, so you can do padding as well. So you simply go on padding. So how much margin you want to keep it? So just by using this padding, you can create some margins. So from the top, it should be having some space over here. Then from the left side, it should have some space. So in this way, you just have to copy from here and just paste it. Okay. So that is the thing which you can use. If I'm canceling this, I'll try it once again. Just taking lots of time. Authorize project default, then entering. Okay, so now it is coming, right? So here it is asking me the username. So I'll select this cohort. Okay. So it is redirecting, and now I'm clicking on the login. Okay. As I'm clicking on the login, it is asking some permissions. So I'm clicking on allow. So now that org will be connected. So that project will be connected to that org. Okay. So if I'm going to the Visual Studio, okay, if you want to see that which org is connected, so simply click over here. So here you can see VS Code. So here you can see code program @gmail.com is connected to this, right? So this is our the project, which is the trial. Okay. Is that clear? Now, if you want to open that org, here you can see there is an open org. Simply click it over here. So it will directly open that Salesforce org. Okay. So here you can see it will directly open that org. Okay. If you click on that option over there, is that clear? Here you can see. So it is getting opened. Okay. So in this way also you can open your org. Then it is done, right? So we have created our project also. Now, if we want to create some components, so simply you have to come to this LWC, right click, click it over there. Now here you can see some options are there, right? So here you can see the retrieve option as I was talking about, right? So retrieve option is there, right? Now I want to create some components. So I am creating one component I'm just clicking on this create lightning web component. Now it is asking me what name you want to give. Okay. So as per the requirement, I can select that name. Okay. If I am selecting the name as an hello world. Okay. Okay. And I'm pressing enter. Now it is asking me the directory where you want to save this. So I'll keep it as a by default directory only. I don't want to make any changes. So I'm pressing enter. Now it is connecting to org. So here you can see it has opened the JavaScript. So here for this LWC, we need the JavaScript. Okay. JavaScript and HTML. As I've shown you that how you can open the tags, how you can directly copy from the Salesforce library, right? So let us create first component over here. Okay. Now what I'm doing, I'm simply creating one component. Okay. So if I want to create it, so before that, see if I'm opening this, okay, I want to create some tag. Okay. So I'm using this div tag. I'm not showing you that how the tags are working, that you can find it. Okay. You can simply use, you can practice it. Okay. If I'm doing that thing, then I won't be able to show you that how you can make the component. Okay. So for that reason, yeah, I'm just directly taking that div tag. So here you can see it is showing me some suggestions. So I'm using that. Then all of a sudden, if you are opening this div tag, then it should have some closing tag as well. So this is the closing tag and this is the opening tag. Okay. So this is the opening and this is the closing. So closing, here you can see there is a slash. So this is called as a closing tag. Okay. Now I'm simply using one name as an hello world. Okay. Now I'm saving this. So here you can see there is one dot over here, white dot. That means it is not saved. So for that you have to click on save button. Now that dot is gone, right? Now this is code is being sent. If I am clicking on right click over here, here you can see there is a deploy. So it is asking whether you want to deploy this source to org. So I'll click it over there. Okay, so it should get deployed. Now it is throwing some error for me. What is the error over here? Simply deploy source failed to org. Why? I haven't created anything and I'm randomly deploying that, right? So for that, I need to create one. Here you can see there is an XML meta file. Okay. There I have to make some changes. So I'm making this as in true. Okay. So here you can see I have to make this as a true. And here what I'll do, I'll create some targets over here where I need to show this component. So I'm clicking the targets first. So I want a targets first. Okay. So here you can see there is a targets. So it is the opening and closing for that. Now where I want to show these pages. So simply I am giving some target where I want to replace this page target. So it is showing me multiple options over here. target. So it is opening all whole library, but I don't need this much of. So I'm closing this all and I'm saving this. After these targets, I don't want these things. Then it comes under this targets. Okay. Now save this. Now here you can see, I want to show this component on the record page. Then I want to show this in the app page and also the home page. You might be knowing these things, right? What is the record page? See, whenever we go to the account and we are simply opening that page, so we can place this component into that page also. Then app page, we can create one particular app page and we can add that app page in the application. So if you want to add some app page in the what we are using, that organization management application, we can use that, do that as well. If there is a home button, right, in the home tab is there in our application. So if you want to place some component in that, so we are adding that thing also. So this is the meta file for that. Okay, so I am saving this code as well. So now it will be, this component will be visible in 3 particular pages over here. Okay, so I am saving these things, and now if I'm trying to deploy, you can directly deploy from here as well. Okay, this deploy this source to org. Again, it is throwing error. Why? I'm directly creating some tags and all directly. So for that, what I need to do, I'll create some component first. Okay, I'll create one card. See what is card first. I'll explain you. If I'm going to this home page over here, okay, if I'm coming to this page, here you can see, suppose, where is the account? So here you can see, if I'm going to the home page, here you can see there is a white, and under that white card, there are some opportunities overdue, opportunity overdue, that all these things are there, right? So this is nothing but the card. See, the white background is nothing but the card. Here you can see there is a card over here. Is that clear? So you want to create one card first. Okay. So just create the lightning. So for that, there is a keyword for that, how we can create the card. So if you want to go to the library also, you can directly check it whether it is available or not with the card. So if I'm writing the card over here, so here you can see there is a cards. So simply go over there, some code so that you can copy. So here you can see there is an article. Then I don't want this thing. Simply show code. Here you can see there are lots of cards present over there. So you can use any card from this library as well. Okay. Or else you want to create lightning card. So you can directly search for the lightning card. So if you want, you can directly search from here as well, or you can directly write it over here. So if I'm writing lightning, hyphen card, it is not giving me some suggestions. Sometimes it happens, it is not giving suggestions. Sometimes it will give each and everything for the suggestion, right? So I'm just writing this lightning card, and in that card I'm giving some title. So here you can see title. So now it is asking for the title. So if suppose I want to do some two-way binding, I'm directly taking this point 3. Why I'm taking this? Because if I'm going from the start, it will be nothing. It will be 0. For just showing purpose, I want to show you that how you can deploy, how you can use this library of the Salesforce, how you can create the buttons for just showing purpose. Because in half an hour or 20 minutes, I can't show you whole LWC, right? So that's the reason I am just using. There might be some extensions also I need to yeah, again reinstall. It might be getting some new older version, right? So for that reason also it might create some error for doing deploying that, right? So if I'm using this title as a two-way binding, there are lots of problem with this Visual Studio. If you are trying something to run and by yourself, sometimes it will get stuck and it won't open. Two-way binding. Okay. Then I'm closing this. Then it is giving me the closing statement for that. Then okay, then I'll save this. Now it is asking me for the class. Okay. So if I'm directly giving some class name, so if instead of that I'm directly using some input. Okay. So lightning input hyphen input. See, again not giving me suggestion. This is the problem with this type equals to text. Okay, I'm simply using the type as in text.
Shivam,
Yes.
sorry for the interruption. Can you just check it once? Your screen is not visible. Are you sharing it?
Okay, okay, sorry, sorry.
Yeah, now it is visible.
Okay, fine, fine, fine. Sorry guys, I don't know when it got stuck. Is it visible now?
Yeah,
Yes, thank you,
yeah,
Nadim.
Shivam.
Yeah. Sorry for this, guys. I'm just giving this lightning card title, then lightning input. I'm just giving the type as in text. Okay. Then after this, I'm using some label. I'm using this some label. Okay, equals to course name or something like that. Enter some for course name. Okay. After this, I am simply using on keys. On keys means what? You have to enter some values, right? So I'm using this on keys for that. So here you can see on keys are there, on key up is there. Then whatever you want, if I'm selecting on key up, so that means you are pressing something, you are giving some value to that, right? So I'm using that and I need to define some property for that. So I'm defining, giving some change handler. Okay. After that, I am closing this tag and save this. Okay. Now let me try this whether it is getting deployed or not. Again, it is getting failed. Why it is getting failed? Source CLI integration extension. This Salesforce CLI is creating some problem. Okay. So let's go to the JavaScript first. Let's create something over there. Then we'll try to with this. So let's save this first. HTML is bit saved, right? So if I want to use something, so I'll directly go for the properties somewhere. So if I want to use some full name, okay, some full name I'm giving hello world, right? Okay, after that, I'm giving some title. Instead of showing this, I'm having some codes. If I run that will also fine for you people because this will again I have to write the JavaScript and again I have to show you that how it works. It is better to let me check if I'm having some files with me. Okay, so there is nothing in my folder now. With this laptop, let me check whether it is getting deployed or not. Again, I have to check with this org. Again, I have to wait for this. So this is the thing, guys. You need to install some pages. You need to some install. Instead of this, what I'll show you that Trailhead, okay, where you can practice your first LWC component. It will be easy. So let me explain you that thing first. If I'm going to the login of the Trailhead, okay, so I'll enter the key over here, submit code. So here, if coming to this Salesforce component, here you can see there is a Lightning Web Components basics. Okay, so just go step by step. Okay, if you are missing something over here, then it will create some errors. So here you can see each and everything. It will be explained in very good manner. So here you can see input value. Just try from this scratch. Just here you can see hello world is there. What is why we are using this export, why we are using some imports over here from the library, why we are using this CSS. If you want to give some colors, we can use that CSS over there. Okay. Then here you can see how you can install some library components. Here you can see each and everything is given. Okay. You just have to visit over here and nothing you have to do. Just follow the steps and you will be able to do each and everything. So if I'm doing some complete the quizzes, then here it is showing that create lightning web component. So start from the first module. Okay, when you are completing this first module, then only you will be able to complete that things. Okay, so here you can see each and every part is there, right? So just for copy the code. Instead of copying code, try to see each and every line. Just type this one line and deploy. Just type the second line and deploy. See what changes are happening on that particular pages. Correct? If you are doing this thing, then you can get it easily. Okay. If you are copying this code and simply pasting in the Visual Studio and you are deploying, and just go to that deployed page and see that how the pages are getting reflected over there. Is that clear? If I'm going to this, let me show you if, how the components are visible. Okay, now it is opening. Okay, which org is connected to this? It is not showing me option over here. It will show some pop-up over here and it will show me which window is connected, which account is connected to that. Okay. Then after that, I'll show you that after deploying, what will happen. See first check whether it you made this true and where you want that component. Okay, so just go to that page only, then only it will get reflected. Okay, so it is still running in that background. That's why it is not opening. Now it will activating. So here you can see. So the dev project is connected to this. So okay, if I'm trying to deploy this, there you can see where is the deploy. This window is coming in between only for me. So if I'm right click and deploy the source to org, now it will run perfectly. Previously that was not running because I haven't connected that org properly over there, right? So it was in very hurry. It will not connect quickly. Okay, it will take some time. So if I'm going to that account, if I'm going to this and I'm creating new window and I want to install that. Okay, so as I have deployed that component, where I can see that component is if I'm going to the developer project. So click it on that account. Okay, then I'm logging into that page. Okay, now I've shown you that it is showing the app page and a home page, right? So I'll directly go to the apps home page, right? So I'll simply go to the sales. So it will show me there. Here you can see there is a sales and on the home page. Okay, so if I'm clicking on this home, now I want to see that component. How I can see? Simply click on this, then click on the edit page. Okay, after clicking on that edit page, here you can see in the left corner, just scroll down. Here you can see the custom components over here, right? So our component name is, let me go to the Visual Studio. So the component name is GPT example. Okay, so let me check whether that visible or not. So it is not there, right? Where is that? Conditional rendering is the template GPT example. Meaning this conditional rendering. Okay, okay, so I'm having something at last. So this is the conditional rendering, and let me deploy this source to org. Okay, now let me check whether the conditional rendering is there or not in this. So it is also not showing. So it is this org only. VS Code Dev project. I have Dev program, and this account is which account? If I'm going to changing some tab, going back, settings. I have opened the developer project. That's why it is not shown. The developer program I want. Okay, so here it is. Login. Sales. And then I'll go to the home tab. After home tab, click on the gear icon, then click on the edit page. After clicking on the edit page, here you can see now that components which you have working. So here you can see if I'm working on the conditional rendering, here you can see simply I have done what I can simply drag that component over here and place it. Okay. After that conditional rendering, here you can see that page is that component is visible over here on the home page. Okay. After that, I'll click on the save button. Okay. Now it is asking me to activate. So I'm making as an activate. Okay, now it is asking me for the org default. Yes, I am making it and save this. Okay. After that, so it is getting activation. Now click on the save. So changes are being saved. Now go back. Then here you can see that conditional rendering. Okay. So if I want show data, if I'm clicking something, type hello. So something is some condition. See, this is I don't know what is component this is, but whatever you want, you can simply change that thing, whatever the components you are working on, you can simply deploy this thing in this way. Okay, you can place that component anyway. You can't see this data, please click on the button. So until and unless you are not clicking on this button, nothing will be shown over here. Okay, so if hello, I'm typing anything, this is the random component created, it is not needed anything over here. So I'm just clicking on that. Welcome to the Salesforce program. Okay. So in this way, you can show anything. This is the conditional rendering. Okay. That code is not yet completed as well. So in this way, that code runs. Okay. So that is the thing you can do by yourselves. Okay. Uh, just you have to complete these things uh, by yourself in the LWC. And let's see about that code of a batch class. Let me stop this recording. If you want that code, I should share in the Slack. I can share that as well. Okay. Or should I do open complete over here only? Let me pause this recording.
Recording stopped.
Please respond me, guys. You want me to resolve that query here only? It will take some time, or should I give you code in that Slack channel, or not giving the Slack channel? Let us resolve it here only. Yes, yes, we'll do there here only. Okay. So let me check that code first. Let me go to the org first. Okay. Now, as I am in the org, let me go close this org. This org is not needed to us. The previous org which was there. Okay, so account, update account. No, we don't want this as well. If I click on open classes, then update probability, right? So we have copied this in the notepad, control plus all, control plus C, then place it over here. Okay. After doing this thing, now let me save this. What is happening? Let me check. Now the method does not exist or incorrect signature void query locator. Okay. So now let me identify where I'm going wrong line by line. Okay. So after looking to this code only, I can identify that where I'm making a mistake. Okay. So just be there. Let me check how I can do this. How can I resolve this? Log implement, and then I'm using this start, this execution, then used each and everything over there. Then I'm using the opportunity update record. Fine. Then execute. Let me check the query. Then query, the query, what is the problem? Query. Proposal. Then what I've done, return database dot query locator, then start. Okay. Then that return database dot query locator, select ID, name, stage name, probability from opportunity, where stage name in, prospecting, analysis, everything is fine from my side. Public start, query locator. Let me check the API names of this. Okay. If I'm changing these API names, how I can check that? Going to org, going to this, okay. And if I'm moving to this app launcher, going to the sales home tab, then accounts is there, right? Sorry, opportunity. We want to go to the opportunity, then here, then edit object. After going to this edit object, what I need to do, fields and relationship. Then I need to check the API names. Okay, so where is the stage name? Okay, so I'll copy this. Let me do each and every check over here. So copying this, paste over here, probability. So probability, I'm copying this from here. So the probability from here. Then let me copy the opportunity name as well from here. Copy opportunity name from here. Then stage name from copy, paste it over here. Where stage name again, sorry, control this here, stage name over here. Then save this. Fine in prospecting qualification, needs analysis, perception analysis. Still, it is saying that method does not exist or incorrect signature, void query locator. So let me change this line and let me write it again. Okay, so I'll write it as a public database dot query locator, right? So query locator. After that, I need to write the start, right? So I'll select the start, then brackets. Then I need to write the database dot batchable context, right? Database base dot batchable context. So I'll select this database dot batchable context. Then after that, I need to define one variable, PC, then curly brackets. Then I'll remove this one from here, then save this. Okay. Still, it is saying that method does not exist. So let me write this whole code again, this line once again. If I'm removing this whole line from here, okay, and I'll write it once again. So what is my line for this? If I'm saving this, it will take. Okay, no error will be there. Save, get saved. Okay, now still it is saying that statement return missing. Okay, so I need to give return statement. So return. Okay, in the return, what I am writing? Return database dot query locator, right? So again, I need to use the query locator over here. So I'm selecting the database dot query locator. Query locator. Here you can see there is a query locator. Right after giving this query locator, I'll take a bracket, and in this bracket, instead of this, if I write a query separately and directly I can take that variable in this, that will also work. If it is not working, then we'll do another way. So select ID. Mentors, you can, if you want to leave, you can leave. Nadim, you can leave. Okay. No need to stay over here. I'll handle. Okay. So after that, select ID. I'm simply using select ID, then I'll copy, go ahead, select ID, then what was the field name? Stage name, right? So I'll select the, where is that object now? Okay, so in the fields and relationship, stage name, I need to select, right? I'll copy, then paste it over here, then comma, what I want after that stage name. I want the probability, right? I will select the probability here. That is fine. From opportunity, right? From again, I'll go there and I'll go to the details and I'm selecting the opportunity, copy, and again changing the window from here. Now till here, if it is working, then it is fine. Control plus save. Let me check it is working. Still it is saying that method does not exist. Okay, method does not exist. Why it is does not exist? Method does not exist or incorrect signature. Yeah. Till here, at least it should taken. That means I would have known that something mistake over there at the right point. After completing superset, can I get the certificate? Mhm. If I want to copy this code, if I'm copying this code from here, and let me remove this full code. Or instead of this, I'll remove this from here. Control X. Okay. And after that, what I'm doing, after that, I'll paste it once again. If I want to work on this with a method of what is it is causing the problem. Ah, if I'm going to Notepad again, copy this whole code from here. Where is that Notepad? Copy this. Public class update probability. Then okay. And public void finish public. Let me change with this public to global then. Let me copy this. Then save this. Missing line number 5. Still it is having same error. I'm having this code in my another account. Should I go over there and should I show you there? Public database.query locator start database.batchable info string query select ID from account return database.query locator query. You can declare the string. Yeah, I know that, but it is not taking. Something problem is there. See, if I'm doing this thing also now, it should get executed. I don't know what is the problem. I'll show you my another code. Nothing is changed over there. Simply I'm using global instead of public, but global and public doesn't matter over there. If I'm going to my another org and I'll show you there. See, if I am going to some another org, I am having that code. Mm, okay, I've done this previously, so that's why I don't know why it is got stuck on that particular org. Okay, going to developer console. There is no change. So here you can see, if I can show you here, you can see I've used public only. See, then return database dot query locator. Same thing I am doing over here. Public database dot query locator start database dot batchable context. If I'm going to my code, here you can see I'm just using the same thing. Global I'm using, then public database dot query locator. Public here I'm writing global, but I have changed this recently. If I want to do public, I can see there is public only here. Okay, public database dot query locator start. Then here start database dot batchable context. I'm here using BC instead of context. Anything, it is anyway, it is a variable. So name can be anything. Okay. Then return database dot query locator in the brackets database dot query locator. Select ID, name, stage name, probability from opportunity. Select stage ID, probability, ID, stage name, probability from opportunity. Okay, that thing also we used over here. If we are using these things also, it won't change anything. If I'm using this code till here, copying this, still it will show me error only. Save. It is saving. Okay. Now here, see, still it is showing error. Why? I don't know. Same thing I'm doing over here. If I'm saving this here, you can see it is saved. No errors over here. It might happen in some cases. It the code will get stuck over here. Okay, so here return. After that return, simply there are some spaces I've created because I was using for the my project purpose. So for that reason, I'm showing you. So everything is the same as it is. Okay, public void execute. Then here you can see public void execute database dot batchable context list of opportunity. Here you can see list of opportunity BC. I'm using each and every term. If I'm executing this code, it will get run. Okay, here you can see update opportunity, probability. Then I've created one object. Then I'm running this and I'm calling this database dot execute batch. Okay, so here if you want to execute, you simply have to use the database dot execute batch. Okay, after that you can simply run this object. Okay, so here you can see batch job I'm calling. So after I'm clicking on the execute button, should I explain you code from here? Please respond me, guys, if you want, so I can explain. See, the code is perfectly or running over the same code is there. No changes are there. Okay. Line 4, nothing, no changes over there at all. I am simply copying the code from there also. It is showing it. Okay. That means something is there with that org only. Okay. So let me explain you code from there. Okay. So here you can see if I'm going to that org again. Okay, here. So here you can see I've simply written the class and the class name is update opportunity probability batch. Okay. And I am implementing this particular code. Okay. That with the database dot batchable. So here you can see public. First, I've used the start method. Okay. Start method. Then I've used the execute method and then I've used the finish method. Correct. So here you can see public class update opportunity probability batch implements the, as I've told you that you have to use the same manner. Then you start with the start method, right? In the start method, you are not writing static void or you are not writing any void, right? So you need to use the return statement as I've told you in the very first lecture over there, right? So here you can see I'm using this return statement. So return statement, what I want this query locator, right? So I'm using database dot query locator. So I can query in this way also. If I want to use increase the step, if it is getting confused, so what I can do, simply I can create one list. Okay, in that list, I will create one opportunity. So let me copy some opportunity from here, copy, and I'm pasting over here. Okay, and I'm create one variable var and equals to, and in this bracket also, I can query. Okay, so whatever the query I've written over here, I'll simply select from here and I'll paste it. And instead of writing in this bracket, see, and let me show you. If I'm copying this code from here till here, okay, I'm copying this and I'm pasting this simply over here. Okay, here you can see select ID, opportunity, where, stage name, prospecting, and let me remove these brackets from here. Okay, now I'm removing uh, this from here. Okay, so let me remove this line. If you are feeling this confusion over there, so you can directly remove from that place. Okay, now what I'm doing, simply making little bit easy for me. Okay, so here you can see from opportunity. Okay, now here you can see from opportunity. So everything is like that only. I'll remove this from here. Okay, instead of this, I'll directly take this over here and then semicolon, save this. Okay, not here it is needed. It is needed over here, semicolon, save this. And if I remove this from here, okay, I'll give a bracket and I'll copy this where, because all this query in this variable, right? So I'll copy that and I'll paste it over here, and in the semicolon, I can save this now. Okay, now argument must be inline query. It is saying that inline query, line number 7. Where? So till here everything is fine, where I'm using database.query locator, get query locator, where argument must be inline and line query and inline. Why it is not taking? Okay, keep it as it is. Why it should take something mistake I've done while copy pasting. You guys understood that what I was trying to do. Okay, so you just create one variable. In that variable, you just have to put that, and you just have to install in the, just take that variable and paste it in the bracket, right? Then that will run. Something mistake I have done that. I don't know what was that inline. Then here you can see there was a public void execute. Uh, this till here everything is clear. Till here everything is clear. Square bracket is required for the query. Don't take it directly in the brackets. Okay, you just take that query in the square brackets only. Don't copy paste it and repeat the questions. So here you can see till here query, we have written a simple query over here. Then we have used the execute code over here. And in that execute, what we are doing, simply taking one variable as a scope. In the execute, simply doing same thing. And we this time we are using this list of opportunity and using the scope as a variable. Then here you can see list of opportunity. I'm using one variable. Okay, why I'm using this variable, you will come to know at the down to update this list, right? So I'm creating one variable of OPP, and with this OPP, I will define some field, then stage name as in prospecting, then OPP stage as in qualification, stage name as in need analysis, stage name as a, these are nothing but the field values, right? So these are the values which are we are defining for the probability, right? Then we are using this updates add, correct? So add means what we are adding this. See what we are doing, we are adding this OPP into this updates, right? So we have added this OPP into this updates. Clear? So here you can see updates add. OPP, correct? Then we are calling this updates. So this updates is representing this scope only, correct? So here you can see. So we just added. So this OPP is nothing but the scope only, correct? Now what we are doing, simply updating the OPP updates only. Okay. Are you getting my point? What I want to say? See, this OPP is inside this updates. Okay, and see, first try to understand the scope we defined over here, correct? The scope defined, and the scope is nothing but this OPP. Why I've defined OPP? To define this field. So I am afterwards what I am doing, I am adding this OPP into this updates, correct? So here you can see I've added that updates. So I can directly call this updates to update the all the fields. So here you can see updates all the fields, right? Then afterwards, finally, I'm using this finish method over here. Is that clear? Is that clear, guys? Now this code will get run. Okay. So in the anonymous, what you have to do, simply copy that class name, create one object over here because that is not the static method, right? So that's why we need to create one object over here and creating new instance of that. Okay. After that, what you have to do, simply using the database dot execute batch. Here we are not using system dot debug. For the batch run, we have to use database dot execute batch. Okay. And then calling this object or variable over here. And then we are executing this code. Finally, it is getting run. So if you want to check this, where is this account now? If I'm going to this, okay, I'm setting, let me check whether this account is there or not. So yes, this is that account only, Shivam. Now let me go to the uh, application, okay? So sales application. I'm going to the opportunity. See, all these are the LWC components only. So whatever I'm typing over here, it is coming over here. And this is not having the JavaScript. That's why it is giving me error. Fine. Now here you can see there is an opportunity object. So just click on that opportunity object. Now we have seen that qualification was having 10% only, right? So if I'm clicking on this Dixon, I'm going to the details. So here you can see the probability is 20, correct? If I'm moving back to opportunities and if you want to check that whether it is having 10 or not, so just click on next. Then here you can see if I'm selecting the stage name as in qualification, it will show 10% only. See, but there that record got updated. Okay, so this record got updated to 10%, correct? So if I'm checking this value with new, clicking on next, and if I'm going to the stage, okay, and if I'm changing this to proposal value is there and what we have used over there. So proposal price quote, if I'm doing, so here you can see there is a 75%. And in the code, we are using the same thing over there. So here you can see proposal. We have given the 40%, right? So if any records are there with the proposal, let's check how much percentage it is showing. So is there any record with that proposal? Here you can see there is a proposal price code. So if I'm opening this record, I'm going to details. It is showing 75 or 40. So see 40%. So that means that code is getting run. Is that clear for everyone? Is that clear for everyone? So this is the thing there. And we ended with this live sessions. Now from when it is getting started, Nadim, you know that when it mentoring it is getting started.
Yeah, Shivam. From tomorrow, the mentoring session has been started.
Okay.
Yeah.
So yes,
From
guys, please be there. If you have any queries, you can ask to the mentors. Sometimes I will be there for this mentoring session as well. If you have any queries, you can ask me there as well. Okay. So yes, guys, we have ended with the live sessions. Sometimes I'll be there. Like I don't know whether I'll be there for a starting part or not. But yes, I'll be there in the mid of that for sure. And guys, please do the regular base practice on the trailhead. Then create your own project to practice hard. This Salesforce is having lots of scope, guys. You can easily go if you are thinking that you are in some another branch and you are thinking that you can't get the job in the Salesforce. It is nothing like that. As I also am the mechanical engineer. So yes, mm, you can easily do by yourselves. Just practice it. See, everyone will get error. Errors are good. I told you on first day only that error, if you are getting error, that means you can identify, you can rectify that errors. Okay. Now, if I'm getting it's the same error you are getting, you can see that how you can manage that things, right? If you are writing code properly, you will definitely you just check. Sometimes Salesforce might get giving these problems. Okay, it is not like that. It is running every time fluently. This will happen sometimes. Sometimes will code will get stuck. Same thing I'm copying there and I'm pasting, nothing happening over there. That means something is there. So please practice hard. Okay. Okay. I guess I'll be there for from tomorrow only. For the mentoring sessions also. Let's see what happens with this. Okay. If you have any queries, you can ask me in Slack also. Okay. This weekend, so I was not that much active, but yes, I'll be there now because I'm not having that much of work. Tomorrow, I'm having one session. Yes. So yes, that is the thing we need to do. Okay. So whatever the queries are there, just post into the chat box. The Slack is there. Just post it over there. Our mentors are there. I will be there. Okay. So yes, guys, and I've seen very good response from this batch. This is code 3, and I'll say that I can see the maximum response from this batch. I've seen. Okay, thank you guys for being so active. Uh, it helped me actually. Whenever you people respond, then it will feel me to like explain these things. If you are not responding, then I will also just stop in the middle. I'll be just explaining that way only. But this was really good response from you people, guys. Yes, thank you everyone. So we'll meet for the mentoring sessions. Okay, thank you everyone. Have a good day. Timing will be same only. Timing, no change in the timings. Okay, for the mentoring. And you can refer the handbooks. Okay. Yeah, thank you for the teachers day. Yes. Bye guys.